shut you off because you're going to be a problem, I could tell. Ooh. Let's find our breath. Welcome to Yoga with Rob. Always remember, if something doesn't feel right or it hurts, don't do it, skip it. Do something else or just wait for the next pose. Remember, doing a little bit of something versus a lot of nothing, our body heals. And especially with what's going on with the coronavirus, the more energy we can get flowing through our body, the less we're susceptible to that virus. Let's start by gently pumping the belly in and out. It's called Kapalabhati. In English, it's called the breath of fire. And Kapalabhati means skull to shine. So the more we pump our belly, it brings the energy all the way up into the brain. Anytime it doesn't feel smooth, stop, take a cleansing breath, maybe 2 or 3, and then start pumping your belly all over again. Remember, the tongue is curled to the palate or the back of the teeth. The eyes are up into the sixth sense, their brow. And the tongue is a switch for power in martial arts. It also connects you to the pineal gland when you put your tongue to the palate. I need a cleansing breath, maybe 2. And then we start all over again. You want to count 30 more exhales. When we hit number 30, we're going to grab Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. We're going to drop in the chin lock. We're going to sustain the breath out of the body, no breathing, until you feel like you're going to die, like you're starving for breath, and you inhale and lift your head and find meditation. So 30 more, let's go. Grab your locks, drop into the chin lock, no breathing. Sustain the breath out of the body. And just before you think you're going to die, we inhale, lift our head with a little smile on our face. Find your breath in meditation. And notice the difference in your body now. I can feel my skull shining. Let's all take a big inhale. And when you exhale, gently open your eyes and smile. Always remember never to make a face that would scare your mama in yoga, and you probably will never hurt yourself. Yoga is about breath and a little smile on your face. If you signed up for this class, we need to be happy for it. I signed up for it. And when you are ready, let's gently raise our hands to the sky. Reach them up, reach them high. When you are ready, swing the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Open your heart. Lift your hands off the tailbone, left and right, right and left. If you would like to do elephant trunk, we bring our trunk out front, do a half moon, a full moon. Always being mindful of lifting the hands off the tailbone. It's going to help open your heart. Wow. Feels amazing. When you are ready, come back to center, lift the heart one more time, lift the hands off the tailbone, forward fold. Bring your tiger paws, kitty claws out front. Dive your eyes to the floor, maybe to your ankle, to your heart. And when you all are ready, let's gently roll back up. Let's see, let's come to tabletop. And tabletop, let's do some yin and yang to the hands. So this is going to help carpal tunnel your hands so you don't get carpal tunnel in the hands. We lean back, opening up the wrist, the back of the wrist. Other side. Let me take the hands backwards, forward and backwards. So when you are ready, let's come back to center. Reach out the right hand and the left toe and lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Bring your elbow to your navel, your knee towards your nose. Inhale, back out, find space and lift. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and lift. Exhale, crunch. One more. When you reach out this time, in the back leg, half bow, reach around and grab that ankle. I can't reach it, so I bring the ankle up towards the hand and half bow. Try to keep your gaze to the earth. If you want to dance in this pose, you can do a circle. Or not. Lift one more time. Lift, lift. Reach back down to midline and find space. Exhale, bring it all down to this earth. Other side. Left hand, right toe, lengthen. And lift. Exhale, crunch. Elbow to navel, knee towards nose. Inhale back out and lift. Crunch. Inhale and find space. Exhale, pull it in. One more. Lengthen. And crunch. This time we lengthen back out. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Bend the back leg. Half bow. Woohoo. Amazing. Again, if you want to turn in a circle. I didn't do that too well. Well, let's reach back down to midline. Reach, 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 and lift. Bring it all down to the earth. Child pose. Toes together, knees apart. Extended child pose. Anytime you need a break, please go into this pose or child pose where you put your hands by the heels and drop the shoulders. Yoga's about breath. You lose the breath, you've lost yoga. Please go into this pose. Come back and join the class when you are ready. Let's come back to tabletop. Let's thread the needle. Take your left hand, point towards the center of the mat. Raise your right hand to the sky. And take the right hand underneath the armpit of the left, sit it down, drop your right shoulder to the ground. Notice your hips want to move left. Try to stabilize your hips. And once you get down here, if you want to go deeper, you can bring the left toes out in front of the nose, suction cup them down. You can grab it with one hand, two hands, no hands. It feels amazing. And let's bring this all back to center. Raise right hand to sky. And sit the right hand down. Point them fingers towards the center of the mat. Raise left hand up. Thread your needle. Sit it down. Drop your left shoulder to the earth. Take your time. Stabilize your hips. If you want more, then bring the right toes down in front of the nose or not. And find your breath. Yoga's about breathing in a yoga pose. Anytime we're in a yoga pose and we find that our breath is not smooth and rhythmic, we should be in child pose. To recalibrate your breath, it takes time to build your practice. And when you are ready, let's bring this all back to center. Raise left hand to sky. Yeehaw. Sit that hand down. Curl the toes under, squatting dog. Lift the knees 2 inches off the earth. You can move them left and right. And when you are ready, come back to center, lift hips to the sky. Roof, roof. Down dog. Walk your dog. Do a little yoga moonwalk. Be organic. Walk the dog the way you want to. Woo. So from down dog, let's bring our left leg on the outer edge of the mat. Sit it down. Woo. Raise your right hand off the ground. It's called warrior bridge. And we bring the right hand back down. Take the other foot. Bring it out. Left hand up. And let's repeat that a couple times on each side. Back to down dog. Let's bend the knees. Walk hopper, launch our feet between the hands and look up halfway. Forward fold. Dip it in. Let's swim our hands around the hamstrings. Give yourself a nice hug. Marry your heart to your thighs. And try to straighten your knees. If your heart starts to come off your thighs, stop and breathe. You have found your pose. And let's release, weight in the heels. Roll up a vertebrae at a time. Whew. And let's reach out, backing up. Make an arrow, point it to the stars. Try to box off the ears, if doable. Arch back like a banana. This pose slows down the aging process. It activates the immune system. And it's a counter pose to the gravity that folds us in all day long, all life long. Because if you think about it, we're always bent over like this somehow, all of our life. So this is taken and reversing the gravity pull that wants to take us out. When you are ready, bend the knees, forward fold. Look up halfway and smile. Exhale to plank. Maybe drop to the knees, lower down, elbows brushing the ribs. When you get down there, stay down. Lift the hands off the earth, floating cobra for 5 breaths. We inhale up. We exhale to descend. I'm holding Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha all the way through this pose. So holding Kegel. Inhale up, dog. You can look at traffic behind you. You can say yes and no. You can wink an eye. Woo. When you all are back to center, curl the toes under, lift the hips to the sky. Roof, roof. Walk your dog. A little yoga moonwalk. And let's bring the left leg between the hands. Warrior one. Again, make an arrow, point it up to the stars. You want to check your alignment, look down. You should only see the big toe on the inside of the front knee. If you see 5 toes like I am now, take your knee and shadow 4 toes. And then try to get your heart over your thigh. Straighten elbows, box off the ears. Another age-defying pose. When you all are ready, swing the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, look up, lion's breath. Inhale. Lemon. Lift your hands off the tailbone, take your lemon or your eyes to your heart. Ooh, amazing. I love humble warrior. The back body pose. Lift your hands more off the tailbone, the more it works the back body. Let's come back to warrior one. Knee stays on top of ankle. Warrior two. Let's take it to the side. Palm, forearm, backhand, sky. If you are a binder and you'd like to bind and do the bird of paradise, now would be that time. I don't do them poses anymore because every time I do it, it hurts my shoulders. Well, it's learning what works for you. When you are ready, come back to warrior two. Knee stays on top of ankle, front hand sky, back hand hamstring, thigh, or hold the half moon. It's called Peaceful Warrior in America. In Ecuador, it's called half moon. Wouldn't you know, we're holding the half moon. Transition, triangle, straighten the front leg, bring the front hand down on the thigh, back hand way up to the sky. We need to get out of the warrior stance, so do a heel forward with the back foot and a toe. Reach high, gently stack shoulders over your thigh. Aeroplane, let's twist. I like the high plane, just feels good on my spine, then I go low. Let's frame the front foot with both paws, bring the toes up toward the nose. Open and close your toes a few times, maybe move them right and left. Feels amazing. And when you are ready with the block, or not, in your right hand, left hand sky. When you all are ready, look down at the big toe for balance, bend the front knee, come back to warrior two. If you heel-toed it in, you might want to toe-heel it back. Let's straighten the front leg, turn that toe in, open your heart. Gentle spinal twist, left and right. We're holding an energy ball, a little Qigong. Now with each twist, let's move the hands one chakra down. Now we're at the brow, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, the lower dantian just below the navel, and all the way into a Tai Chi twist at the pelvic floor. If you hold your head straight, you'll get more of a neck stretch out of it. Let's come back to center. Bring the hands to the waist. Roll the shoulders back. Let's turn out the right toe. Warrior one on the other side, I almost forgot. Warrior one. Because we started on the left foot, and it's always good to start on the opposite side once in a while, because we tend to hold the pose longer on the first side. So we're constantly making the right side stronger than the left, so it's good to start on the left once in a while. Now let's dial this in. Look down, I see 5 toes, I only want to see 4. Straighten elbows, box off the ears, turn to the right of Mike, straighten the back leg, find your breath. When you all are ready, swing the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Look up, lion's breath. Inhale. Lemon. Humble warrior. Lift the hands off the tailbone, take your eyes to your heart or your lemon. Woo, amazing. You keep your eyes closed. You gotta totally focus, keep from falling over. Let's gently rise back up to warrior one. Warrior two. You want to check your alignment, look down. Should only be able to see the big toe. I see 5, shadow 4. Let's take it to the side, palm, backhand sky. I'm going to turn the heater down, it's warming up in here. If you'd like to do the or bind and do the bird of paradise, now would be the time. When you all are ready, let's come back to warrior one. Warrior, peaceful warrior, front hand to the sky, backhand, hamstring, thigh, or hold the half moon. Keep dipping your knee down because this hand is going to want to straighten the leg. It's our job to be mindful and keep the knee on top of the ankle. Triangle. Gently straighten the front leg, bring the front hand down on the thigh, back hand way up to the sky, heel toe the back foot in, a heel forward and a toe. Reach high, stack shoulders over your thigh. Let's twist, aeroplane. High plane, low plane. Frame the front foot with both paws. Bring the toes up toward the nose. Open and close your tootsies a few times. Maybe move them right and left. Woo, that feels amazing. And with a block, in your left hand or not, raise your right hand to the sky. Let's look down at the big toe for balance. Bend the front knee. Come back to warrior two. If you heel-toed it in, you might want to toe heel it back. Now let's straighten the front leg. Turn that toe in. Open your heart. Bring the hands to the waist. Roll the shoulders back. Pull your britches up, Rob. Micro bend the knees, forward fold. Bring your hands down, pedal the feet, look up halfway. If you want to go wider, walk the toes out, dip the crown to the earth. Torso between the femur bones, ideally. That's never happened for me, but some people. Whew. Sometimes my body just don't want to go down. I'll bend my knees, plant my head on the earth, and then straighten the legs, and press vigorously into your palms. So you're working all the major muscle groups in the body. We have the back of the legs open, the whole back is open. I can even feel the obliques as long as I press with my hands. And when you are ready, let's look up halfway and smile. Let's go to the left. Take a nibble. Find your breath. And let your breath be your teacher, your guru, your guide of whether to go deeper or not in a pose. Always give yourself room to grow in the pose. So we don't jam ourselves in the pose on the first breath. We take the minimum and we start to deepen it with the exhale. And when you are ready, let's gently go to the other side. You can bend your knees in this pose if you want. Start to maneuver around. It feels amazing. Wow. And when you are ready, let's come back to center. Walk the hands out front for wide-legged down dog. Move your heart back between the standing legs. Okay, let's come forward. Shoulders over the wrists. Cambo pose. Drop the knees to the earth. If you want to go wider with the knees, step them out. Move your sit bones back. Extension here. Or you can cross the forearms, make a pillow. When you all are ready, wide-legged down dog. Shoulders over the wrist, press the ground away, flip the toes over, move your heart back. When you are ready, gently bend your knees, walk your hands back to meet your feet, roll up a vertebrae at a time. Wow. Whew. Heel toe your feet to the center, back to the front of the mat. Let's take the feet wide for crane. Let's do a prayer squat to get it started. You do not have to do an arm balance if you don't want to, so options would be stay here, maybe lift the heels off the earth, open your hips, open your back body. Oh my God, it feels amazing. But if you want to do an arm balance, bring your tiger paws, kitty claws out front. Readjust your knees closer to the armpits as you can find them or get them. Lean forward, lift the toes together, look up. Most people think they're in this pose right here. You're not in the pose until you start to gaze across the horizon. Let's come back to prayer squat. Woo, amazing. Let's roll up a vertebrae at a time. Let's get a drink of water. I'm going to tell you guys, it might be a secret, it might not. But if you wake up and do yoga in the morning and you smell BO after your practice, if you take a shower before you do your yoga practice, you will not smell like BO, even if you sweat. Drink plenty of water, take a shower, you can do your yoga class, get up and change your clothes and go do something that you need to do without worrying about BO and taking a shower. So try it. And when you take a shower, I always turn the hot water up a little higher before I get out, and I feel that beautiful hot water going over me, and I start to slowly move the knob. I'll move it about a 1/4 inch, I count 5 seconds, another quarter every 5 seconds, I move it a quarter until the water is so cold. You feel amazing. That cold water just really wakens you up. They say if you're going for a job interview and you do this cold shower before the interview, you'll get the job. So give it a shot and see how much better you feel with a little cold water on your head before you get out of the shower. We're going to do a balance pose. We haven't done this one for a few classes. It's called Qigong balance pose. We lift one knee up. We hover one knee over thigh, one next to eye. You're holding an energy ball. Find your breath. And gently go left and right. Your heart stays at the center of the ball the whole time. So some people like to do it like this. This is not the pose. We're twisting from the ankle on the standing leg. Woo, if you fall like I just did, switch legs, go the other side. And I'll explain why. This pose is good for Alzheimer's, dementia. It creates equilibrium in the nervous system. It balances the male and female hormones in the body. It's good for plantar fasciitis and varicose veins. I can see you can't quite see my head because it's showing in the front mirror. But it doesn't work if you fall out of the pose and you come up on the same leg. When you fall, you must switch legs, go the other side, and it starts to mesh the right and left hemisphere of your body. This is a save, it's not a fall. This is a fall. When you are ready, come back to center. We'll do one more. I did this pose at Costco the other day. The line went all the way around the back and made a loop all the way down the next car roll, and I was somewhere there and I was cold. I didn't have but a light jacket on. So I started doing chimpanzee. What this does is it opens up all the meridians in the body, the nadis. Whew. And the nadis are that little snake that goes around the chakras. So when we do this pose, you can start to feel the chi flowing right out your fingertips. Again, if you mess up and fall, switch legs. The benefits are the same as the Qigong balance pose. The knee comes up, the hands go back. You want to play around with it, you can try to turn in a circle. When I go rafting, or when I went rafting one year and it rained really bad, and one of the guides said, "Rob, what kind of yoga do you have to help warm us up? We're all shivering cold down on this lower salmon in Idaho." I'm like, chimpanzee. Lift your knee up, hands go back. And everybody said, "Wow, that warmed me up." Well, it does. It's called moving chi through the body. It's pretty simple. When you are ready, come back to center. Get a slug of water. And we'll go down to the mat. Let's bend the knees, chair. This time when we look down, we want to be able to see all 10 toes. Forward fold. Look up halfway and smile. Exhale, walk, hop, or float back to plank. Drop to the knees if you need to. Lower down, elbows brushing the ribs. Woohoo! Find your cobra, your up dog. Push up or not. Down dog. A little push up, just a little one. Because that's all I can do with my torn rotator cuffs, but a little one helps strengthen them. If I try to do a big one and I get into a pain zone, I'm weakening them. So moving into the pain slightly and gently is the key to staying healthy without doctors and surgery. And when you are ready, bring the right foot on the outer edge of the mat, drop down on the left knee, smush your left hand to the earth, raise your right hand to the sky. It's called lizard pose. If you want to be a dragon instead of a lizard, you take your right hand and grab your left ankle. To make this doable for me and my spine, I walk the left heel in a few inches, reach around and grab that ankle. And I need more space between the foot and the hand, so I walk the hand out. It gives more space between your disc and your vertebrae, so we look up to the sky, which I have no disc, all I have is vertebrae, bone on bone. As long as I keep moving, life is going to be amazing for me. If I stop moving, my disc will fuse, and I'll be all stiff. I have 2 fused in my neck and 1 in my spine. Wow. I just love facial yoga. When I'm in this pose, it just feels amazing. Let's do a lemon and a lion. Inhale to prepare for lemon. Inhale. Lion. Amazing. Slowly unwind. Pigeon pose. Walk the right toes to the left. Settle in. Walk the back toes away from the front. Stay high or go low. If anybody wants to grab their back leg, you can do that anytime. If you have a bad spine like me, I encourage you not to. But I can still do the pose. It's just being mindful of holding Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha and not holding the breath. And what that does is it protects the lower vertebrae in the lower lumbar. The same with bridge, upward facing bow, bow. Okay, let's unwind. The scorpion tail, right leg to sky. Bring your palms down, spread the fingers wide, center the left toes, shoulders over the wrist. Stack right hip on top of left, shoulders leave the wrist, and go back towards the standing leg, and we find our breath and breathe. It's free. Let's do a vinyasa. Come forward. Just go right into up dog. Push up, down dog. A little one. Left leg on the outer edge of the mat. Drop down on the right knee. Smush your right hand into the earth. Left hand sky. Reach it up, reach it high. You can stay here if you want to be a dragon instead of a lizard. You take your left hand, grab your right ankle. And I step the right hand out of mine and twist my heart over my left thigh. And look up to the sky. Do not collapse in the right shoulder like this. Press the ground away. It's going to strengthen your rotator cuff, your deltoid. Lemon, lion, inhale to prepare for lemon. Inhale. Lion. Oh, amazing. Let's slowly unwind. Pigeon pose. Walk the left toes to the right. Every time I do that, I think of you, Katie. Let's walk the back toes away from the front. Sorry, these blocks are, I need to stay inside these blocks or I'm not going to be in the lens of the camera. Stay high, go low. Again, if someone wants to grab the back leg, you can do that anytime. 4 more breaths. Pelvic floor breaths. 3, 2, 1 more. Okay, let's slowly rise up. Get the shoulders over the wrists into the right toes. When you stack left hip on top of right, the shoulders leave the wrist and go back towards the standing leg. And again, we push vigorously into the left hand and feel the connection between the left hand and the left toes. Let that tail flow over the body. Amazing. You are ready? Kick that foot out, sit it down, walk the dog. Woof, woof. Let's come to our knees. Rock pose. Now this may be enough for you today. Feel free to stop and go into Shavasana. We're going to do some power poses, some arm balances. You don't have to participate. I'll try to do modifications so you can learn to build the practice. So one would be forearm stand. I'm going to try to go up against the wall here a little bit because it's easier to do it against the wall. Let's see, modifications would be dolphin plank. Very powerful practice here. If you just sit here and do this the whole time we're doing arm balances, it will strengthen your core, your glutes, your spine. Then you want to try down dolphin where the heart goes back, the toes come in. Hey, what's up? You can stay here and start to build this practice from here. It takes time to build an arm balance. And if you want to do a forearm stand, we start out with headstand. So we bring the back of the head in the cup of the hands. Put the head on the earth. We walk the toes in, walk them in. Woo-hoo. Lift one foot up. Touch your wall or your mirror. And then lift your head off the earth. You want to do the leaning tower. We slowly do the splits, come out of the pose, child pose. Toes together, knees apart. When you are ready, rise back up. If you are ready. If you're not, stay in child pose. We are going to do my signature pose. I've been doing this pose before I knew what yoga was. I learned it, I was probably about 8 years old, maybe 9. Me and my mom used to do Jack LaLanne workout in the morning. And he did this pose one day and I tried it. It took me a while to actually do it because he always said, if you do a little bit and keep coming back to it, you will start to build the muscles to build the practice. So it's all about trying something as opposed to not trying nothing. So we'll do baby steps first. Maybe you won't go all the way into pose, it's okay. So remember the yin and the yang before class? I'm going to do a few of those. And there's 2 peacock poses. This is a peacock that we're going to do. One is when the feet go straight up in the air and your hands are like this. I think they call that the feather peacock, but I'm not sure. The one we're going to do, we reverse the fingers towards the knees. We bring one knee up close to being centered between the hands. We plank the opposite leg. We bend the elbows, bring them into the obliques. Put your forehead on the earth. Be happy here. You want to plank the other leg? Now's the time. Be happy here. You want to go deeper? You lift the head off the earth. And be happy here. If you want to go deeper yet, you lean forward, stiffen the back legs. Peacock. Level peacock. You can bring your peacock feathers up to the sky. Woo! That calls for a child pose. When you are ready, let's come to tabletop. Double pigeon, bring one knee to the bird pose, stack the other one on top, come back on your sit bones. Let's rock and roll. Bring your sit bones as close to the heels as doable. Reach around, get a death grip around your knees. Oh, amazing. Let's bite the lemon. Inhale to repair. Remember to bite Kegel too. Whoa, amazing. Let's balance on our sit bones. Bring your hands under your thighs, look in your heart so you don't smack down, rock and roll. Inhale back, exhale on the sit bones. If you want to grab the toes, it's up to you. Same thing, inhale back. Exhale, sit bones, you can take the legs wide. Woohoo, I'm alive. 2 more. 1, 2. Happy baby. Woo. You can take the legs wide. Modified shoulder stand, modified plow. Make sure I'm in the camera lens. So modified shoulder stand, modified plow, side plow. Let's set up for fish. Roll the sit bones down under the thumbs, maybe the wrist. Pull the elbows into the obliques. Come up on the elbows. Lift your heart. Open your neck. And drop the crown to the earth. Wow. Coughing, stuttering, sleep apnea, snoring, anxieties, the thyroid. The beauty and go the face, bags under the eyes. I always do all kinds of facial yoga in this pose. Wow. Come back to center. Lift your heart. Then lift your head. Lower your heart back on the mat. Bring your knees into the heart. A little poor person massage. Pull the knees to the right shoulder, tailbone, left shoulder, tailbone. Yoga bicycles. Bring your tiger paws, kitty claws around the ears on the scalp. Remember, it's a resting place. It's not a place to reef on your neck. Lift your heart, your head will follow. Straighten the right leg, take the right over the left knee. We're going to do 70. Inhale the center. Let's ride our bike, other side. You can go fast and do more. You can go slow and do less. Let's go. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. 10 more, let's go. 2, 4, 6, 8. Poor person massage. To truly live, we must stress the body. So I feel my breath flowing so beautifully through my body. Because it wants to live after them 70 yoga bicycles. We save the hardest pose for last. Oh, we ain't there yet. Excuse me. Let's do a spinal twist. So lift the hips, move them to the right 2 inches, sit them down. Drop your knees to the left. Bring out your angel wings. The wings to your heart, lift your head in line with the spine. Turn it towards the right wing, sit the head back on the earth. And start to breathe from the pelvic floor. Let's bring the knees back up. Center your hips. Lift them up again, move them to the left, 2 inches, sit them down. Drop the knees to the right. Lift your head, turn it to the left, and sit your head back down. And find your breath and smile. When you all are ready, let's bring the knees back up. Recenter your hips. If you don't feel plush on your back body, roll over one way and then the other. And when you all are ready, let's take our heels to the corner of the mat. Our elbows to the side. Open your palms to the heavens. You're like a snow angel. If you don't think my head looks in line. But to check it, we lift it up, drop in a chin lock, hold the lock, put the head back on the earth, and then release the lock, the muscles on the bone. Soften your cheek, your tongue, your jaw. Have your tongue gently to the back of the teeth or the palate. Your gaze is in the brow. Ever so gently looking up into the sixth sense, your third eye. If you look too hard, your eyes will start to jump and flutter back out a little bit, and just hold a gentle focus. And your third eye will open. Give yourself permission to relax. Notice the muscles around your face. A lot of people ask me, Rob, how do you relax in Shavasana? How do you let go? You scan your body for tension. You recognize it. You take a big inhale into that area. It might be your little finger, your little toe. As you exhale, say, let go. And when you've let go of your toes, scan the rest of your body. You might be holding onto your cheek, your tongue, your eyes. Take a breath into that area and exhale, release, and let that area go. And then seek and find for any more tension in your body. If you find it, inhale into that area, and exhale, release, let go. We're going to do some healing visualization. I learned this in Qigong from my Reiki master, Qigong master, April Loop. So we're going to start to inhale into the heart and exhale into the solar plexus. Inhale into the solar plexus, loving light energy, and exhale into the bladder. Inhale into the bladder, and exhale into your kidneys. Inhale into the kidneys, and exhale into your liver. Loving light energy around the liver. Inhale into the liver. Exhale into your throat. Sky blue communications. Inhale into your throat, loving light energy. Exhale into your brow. Inhale into your brow. And exhale into the top of the head, the crown. Inhale into the crown. Your connection to the whole. And exhale back to your heart. And find your breath. There's a lot of power in using mind control with your breath, going through different organs in the body. The power is in your mind. You can create a little monkey. Sometimes I use my grandchildren. I'll have one on each side and they have these little conversations with each other. And I let them go through my body and heal me. Because I know my grandchildren love me so much. So they're good little healers. The power's in your mind. Shavasana is designed to recalibrate the breath. So when you come up from laying down, your breath is smooth and back to normal. So as we bring ourselves back into this beautiful space we have created, wherever you are, it's your creation, your space. Wrist rolls and ankle rolls. Move the lips, the tongue, the jaw, maybe the sit bones. Let's bring the heels together, make a palm tree over the crown of the head, really elongate the body, elongate. Try to bring the pinkies to the earth if doable. Let's all take a big inhale. Root lock, sire hum. Wow, amazing. Let's bring our plantar muscles to the edge of the mat. Lift your hips up, move them to your favorite side, roll over. Let's make a pillow today and take 3 breaths to the semi-fetal position. I will count them. Inhale strong. Exhale, pelvic floor deep and long. 1. 2. And on the 3rd exhale, we straighten the top leg. We push some toes into the earth. We start to rise up. We put the right hand down and then the left. And we come to sitting position. Take all the time that you might need. Let's find our breath. And just be still. And feel the prana entering and leaving your body. Yoga to me is body maintenance. It's like if you go to the wrecking yard and get an old 59 Ford pickup and pull it out, it's full of dings and dents and the motor needs rebuilt. It's a lot of work. But if you show up a little bit at a time, you'll rebuild your body just like you would your truck. And once you rebuild your body, it's just like the truck. It needs maintenance. But the maintenance becomes easier because we did all the hard work already. Now we can flow through our practice. So always give yourself time and patience to build your practice. Even if you only do 10 minutes of this class or someone else's class, it takes time to build practice. Be kind and gentle to yourself and try to be in the present moment throughout your day, not just your practice. Let's give thanks to our practice today. Let's raise the hand to the sky. Make a beautiful prayer. Bring the thumbs to the crown, touch down. The brow, press. The throat. And your beautiful heart. Press into your heart, lean forward. Namaste, you guys. You're amazing. It is Saturday, and this is class number 9. Have a wonderful Saturday. Namaste.